Hey Alex, so this is going to be a quick demo. You'll have this demo page. You'll be able to go through it and ask questions. I can also go through it with you, and then you'll have this walkthrough video. So this is just a little page just of different details. The product page is where the chatbot will live on. When it's deployed on your site, it'll live on every single page if you wanted to. But for now, you'll just see it on this, and this is just sample information, nothing active. And then insights, we'll get to that at the end. That's what data you'll be able to get from this and what it can log. Real quick, I want to go through the data that's supporting this bot right now. So I scraped your actual site for all your public products and recipes, so it has that real information. Obviously, it's not as extensive as what you guys have internally, but we'll see recipes and products here. This is what it's looking at and using this data, so it's not fabricating information. And then I have different like recall flags. If there is a recall, you could put it in there so it would reference that when speaking. And then tracking all the messages, and if it files a ticket, we can do that here. And then just relevant information and conversations. This isn't where the data needs to live, so I don't want anybody to think like it has to be here. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just using this for the example. So let's get on to the more fun part. So I'm going to start off with it so you can speak to it. You can turn that off so it's text only, but when it's on chat, you can speak to it or type. It's just going to talk back to you instead of just chatting. So I have it as Smiley, the mascot. This text can be whatever. The colors we can change, and him we can change if we want. So, hey, I'm wondering what kind of ham you guys carry.
Let me look that up for you. Hatfield carries quite a few ham options. Here's a rundown of what came up. Black Forest sliced smoked ham, breakfast ham, classic boneless ham in both reduced sodium and half sizes.
For the breakfast ham, how do I cook that? So you can cut it off.
Sure. For the Hatfield breakfast ham, you've got two options. On the stove, using a skillet over medium-high heat, spray with cooking spray and heat 1. 2 minutes per side until lightly browned. Or if you're in a hurry...
Okay, so I ended the conversation, and now it'll end up logging all of that. So now it's on chat only. I can't speak to it, and it won't speak back. So let's start off. We saw like a happy path, it working. This is something that it should deny. Complaint. So it's going to direct you to whatever email address and phone number you give it. I have documents in here, just guidance of, this is history that if asked, it'll know. And then just phone numbers and stuff to reference that can be custom, whatever you would like. So it's not going to answer. It's not going to apologize. We're directing this to speak a certain way. Then let's do another unique one. I was going to ask for the email address. Spelled my name wrong. So that's going to go into the database. You'll have it for later. And now let's try one more. Is the hot Italian sausage gluten-free? So right now I have it, so it's not going to answer that question because it doesn't have directly allergen information. I did as a hard guideline, don't answer allergen information. You can turn that on if you want. Like, you could take that out and it'll just look at the ingredients and say, no, it's not. But stuff like that, where it's like you don't want to risk it, you could put a guardrail in and say, don't talk about that, or don't suggest advice on that. So that's the chatbot. You can play around with yourself. Then we will collapse that. We'll go here. So insights, it's logging the current conversations that I've just had, and we'll see them come through. But you'll have information, and we could design this however you want. It could just feed like a, I don't know, Excel table or something. But just different questions, and then you can click and see like the whole conversation. So you'll also can see like when the chats are happening, after hours. We could generate a digest, and then we could have something just to query it. So then you quickly know like what's being asked for the bot. Yeah, and then down the line you could do stuff like, hook up this agent to a phone line after hours, and it could take calls for you if you want to do stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of different ideas. If you feel free, if you want to walk through it with me, we can schedule another call. If you have other questions, just let me know. And again, yeah, we can get as specific as you want on like the guidelines, what it should say, what it shouldn't say, what data it has access to, and all of that. Oh, one last thing. For the store locator, if they have an API too, we could use that as get the information directly from there, so they could ask in the chat, hey, does the Applewood smoked bacon is at my store near me? So yeah, different things like that. Let me know what you think.